Hey, folks, my guest today is Ryan Salerno. He's a CTO and one of the three co founders of Chimney. Before Chimney, he was a self employed developer building a variety of projects, scheming to turn one of them into a viable recurring revenue earning business. He also taught coding classes at General Assembly, and before that, worked at NewsCred, where he met his wife and co founders. All right, Ryan, you ready to take us to the top?
Let's do it.
All right, so what is Chimney? What are people paying you for?
So we have two products. The first product we launched with are financial calculators that are embedded on bank websites. So when people have questions like, how much home can I afford? Should I rent or should I buy? What are my retirement savings going to be? We have calculators that go on bank websites that help answer those questions. So that was the first product that we launched with. And now, after working with maybe 60 different financial institutions, then looking at the data was screaming at us, mortgage, 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 mortgage. And so now we're building a new tool for homeowners, existing homeowners, so they can track things like how much home equity do I have? Can I click one button to tap into that home equity? Do I have expensive credit card debt that I can eliminate with home equity? Things like that.
And so how do you make that sticky? I mean, most people thinking about like their credit card bills or home equity, they do it like once and then they don't come back, right? Or how do you make them engaged?
Yeah, good question. And that's a big question that we're trying to answer ourselves. And the strategy is nothing new or secret. It's notifications and emails, and ideally having the app embedded within another app that they do use, like at some frequency, at a monthly basis or something.
Mm-hmm. So is that your main use case? Is you're selling the ability to embed this calculator to insurance companies?
Yeah. So this is a new product that is not in market yet. And the idea here is to partner with a big bank that already has millions of users, and they also serve up like HELOCs or other types of loans. And then we'll be the tech in the middle that engages the users and encourages them to open up some of these products through the bank.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have pricing plans ranging from $44 a month to enterprise. What's the average customer pay per month?
Per year, it's like 7,000 per year for the calculators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what are you upselling against? Is it like number of hits the calculator gets per month or something?
Pricing is really simple. So it's just number of calculators. So the average price is $99 per month per calculator.
99 per month per calculator. Okay, interesting. Very cool. And then I guess put this on a timeline for me. When did you guys launch?
So we launched the calculator product in 2020.
What about the whole business though? Or was that the business? That was the launch?
That was the launch. So before that, it was nights and weekends, and we didn't have any customers yet. And so it was a long time. It was actually, we kind of, in my opinion, went about it the right way. So before we ever made a serious investment in terms of time or money, we made sure that this was like a viable thing to do. So like we went out and we told people like, hey, you have existing calculators, but they don't look great. If we give you calculators that look better, would you pay us for it? And the answer ended up being yes for like 2 or 3 different banks. And so then we went and built it and sold custom calculators to those banks. And now we have money coming in, and now we can sort of justify building out the rest of that library and building in all the other features that would make it an actual SaaS business.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay. Yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So Traction, 1.2 million seed round, 3.7 raise. They sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. Interesting. And so how many customers like those first three banks are you now serving today?
60 plus.
60. Okay, wow. And so you're obviously CTO engineer. You had two other co-founders. Did you guys say, you know what, we're just going to do 30, 30, 30 at the start to split it evenly, or was it different?
It was different because I don't like that. I don't think if there's two people, it shouldn't be 50-50. What if you disagree? So we're 40, 30, 30. The CEO, Matt Covey, it was his idea. So he has 40%. And then Chase and I reached 30.
I've recorded almost 3,000 interviews. I've never had a founder just admit that, but it's so true. Anytime I see someone split 50-50, I go, you probably don't have great communication with your co-founder because it means you avoided the conversation, basically, is what happened.
They avoided the conversation. What if they both like truly believe something and now they're kind of screwed? Like, how do you make that decision?
Yep, that's right. So you guys are 40, 30, 30, which is, I think that's great. Now, have you guys bootstrapped or did you raise capital?
Yeah. So I was pretty adamant about like bootstrap for a long time. And so we made it to like about 300K in revenues by being fully bootstrapped. So in 2020, when we were locked down, we were able to do it because we were working from home. So I literally, don't tell anyone, I had two computers working on one thing and the other thing. And that was sort of what enabled us to be able to be bootstrapped for longer. And then in December of last year in 21, we took a small seed round.
Okay. And how much was that for?
That was for 1.3 million.
And so what did you use that money on, or why'd you need it?
To hire a team in-house, because we were using, so we had the three co-founders and we had all of these different agencies. We had a marketing agency and we had a development agency and a sales company that was doing outbound reach. And so the first hires went for like a few key internal people, a couple of developers, a designer, and somebody to help with like admin stuff.
What's the URL of the developer agency that you used?
It is brights.io. Brights, yeah. So they were located in Kiev, Ukraine. And so they've been unavailable. Everyone is safe. And we've been in touch with them, but not able to work.
Yeah, I see it. I'm on their site now. I guess two things here. One, obviously, we're really glad they're safe. But this is also like, for early founders, this is totally what I recommend is an outsourced dev shop and outsourced sales, like no fixed expenses until you have some traction. So these guys did a good job for you, it sounds like.
It did. Yeah. And the other thing that I would recommend is because I've heard a lot of people having like bad experiences with outsourced dev shop because what they get back is like slightly off from what they wanted. And so like the joke is that you have to be able to build it yourself in order to have an outsourced dev shop. So I'm giving them literally like the database schema and the relationships and the models and like, okay, here's how we should structure this. Here's the architecture. And then they go and fill it all in. And it worked really, really well for a long time.
If you work with sort of a reputable development shop like the one you worked with, and you get back a bad product, it's usually because you gave terrible specs. It's very rarely the developers. It's very rarely the shop's fault, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, what'd you pay those guys sort of get you from nothing to MVP stage?
Nothing. I actually remember this because this was the first money that we spent. From nothing to MVP was $16,000.
Okay.
And this was a platform for people to log in, create the calculator, issue it to themselves, and then embed it to their website.
Okay, that's
and
great.
No Stripe integration, no nothing. This was like it actually working, but like really minimal, but it was viable.
That's great. Okay, so that's the dev agency. Who was the sales company you used for your first outbound campaigns?
They're called Memory Blue.
Memory Blue. Were they good?
Yeah, and I was less involved with them in the day-to-day, but they were good because what they did was there's three of us, and now all of a sudden we have a pipeline and we have people that are like doing outbound reach all the time and meetings like flowing to us. And so that worked well for a while as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm seeing they have over 300 outsourced like SDRs on their team. This is also what I recommend. This way you don't have to teach an SDR yourself. You don't have to pay for their Salesforce instance. Like these firms take so much fixed expenses off a startup sheet. Now, then you raise capital, you want to bring it all in-house, which makes sense. So what's full-time team today?
Today we have 3 developers. We have a designer. We have like an admin person that helps with billing and like website maintenance and all sorts of stuff. We have 1 seller, and that's it. And then the 3 co-founders. So then one position that is excluded from that is product. Mm-hmm. We did not hire we were considering it, but ultimately decided with the small team of like 8 or 9 people, we can't yet have a product manager. Like our CEO needs to be the product manager for now.
Yeah. Okay. So 9 folks, 3 engineers, 1 sales rep, CEOs doing product engineering. And then obviously you want to be smart with how you spend the money because dilution's a real thing. So when you guys raised the 1.3, I mean, was that at like a 4 or 5 million valuation, something like that?
It was 7 million valuation cap on a safe note. And that is, post money.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, so that's super effective. And just to be clear, 60 customers at $7,000 ACVs, you guys are doing about $35,000 a month right now in revenue?
Sounds right. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And what is that up from a year ago?
It's up from, so it's not up as much as you would think because we have had this calculator business, and instead of doubling down on the calculator business and like selling more calculators, we've decided that we're going to launch the second product that sort of like augments the calculator business. And so for that reason, and we haven't seen like triple sales growth.
Yeah. I mean, you said earlier you did about 300K when you raised. So you're doing like $28,000 a month in $25,000 a month in revenue about a year ago.
Yeah. So we've had, it's been a little bit chunkier than we might like. But we just finished the ICBA Think Tech Accelerator, which is like the independent bank and credit union like organization. And so that was great because it's less of an accelerator and more of a rapid fire way to have 4 meetings per day with banks and credit unions every day for 3 months.
Yeah.
And so now our pipeline is juicy from
What was the name of that? What was the name of that accelerator?
ICBA Think Tech.
Did they take equity?
They participated in the Safe Note as well. I think they put in $75,000.
Interesting. Do they require that if you're going to go through their program?
They do. Yeah, they required the investment because we were like, you don't have to. Like, we're good. Like we raised.
We don't need the money
already. They were like, we need to, and we're like, okay.
Yeah. Very cool. This is a heck of a story. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm curious to see what you release next. But in the meantime, Ryan, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Favorite business book? I would say 4 Steps to Epiphany by Steve Blank.
Great one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
That's a good question. Let's see, like today, present day. No, there isn't. I don't think there's like one person. I've always liked the bootstrap people. So Barometrics, I'm actually forgetting his name.
When he sold Pigford, he's exited now. But we love obviously bootstrap.
Yeah. So those stories were always kind of my favorite. So Josh Pigford is one, but no, I don't think that's probably something that I should do.
No. Sometimes there's not one. That's totally fine. Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building chimney?
For building chimney, for like writing the code.
Yeah, or however you define building.
Gotcha. Let's see. Online tool. Figma.
Yeah.
Figma's been instrumental. Yeah.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
The honest joke is like, guys, I need my 9 hours tonight, but no, that's not true. Probably 7.
7. Okay. And what's your
I
situation?
am one of those unlucky people that kind of requires a little extra sleep. Yeah.
What's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married, no kids. Yeah. Married in October. So like 6 months now.
Oh, congrats. That's great. And how old are you?
Yeah, thanks. 30, on Saturday, I'll be 34.
Oh, congrats.
16 years till 50. Yeah.
Happy early birthday, or 14 years past 20,
Or 14. Yeah, whichever way.
Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Oh, man. Let's see, that everything will be turned upside down and nothing will stay the same. No, I'm just kidding. Something that I knew when I was 20.
Or that you wish you knew when you were 20.
That I wish I knew when I was 20. Yeah. Is probably the fact that so I used to think, and probably a lot of people maybe still think this, is that like people in power, maybe they did something different or they're special or they know something that you don't know. And like, turns out that's not true. And everyone's trying to figure it out as well. I didn't know that yet.
Okay, so fingers up to power a little bit is the takeaway there from Ryan. But listen, he's building chimney.io, which enables companies like banks to embed calculators in their web experience to get more customers, right? So they're now doing about $34,000 a month in revenue, up from $25,000 a month about a year ago. They raised a $1.3 million seed at a $7 million cap. Before that, very scrappy. They used dev agencies, sales agencies to get their first 5-10 customers, now serving 60 customers, 3 co-founders, 9 total on the team today, about to release a brand new product, which we're excited about. Ryan, we're rooting for you. Thanks for taking us to this op.
Thanks a lot, Nathan. Yeah, it's exciting.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.